Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living, which is fine. But profits make you a fortune, which is super. You can start with nothing, and if you have a philosophy that drives you to serve, you can turn pennies into enterprise. There is a silent, creeping exhaustion that many of you feel right now, not just physical tiredness, but a deep spiritual fatigue. It comes from the gnawing suspicion that you are working harder than ever, running faster than ever, yet your destination remains exactly the same distance away. You are following the rules, you are paying your dues, but the breakthrough you were promised seems to be slipping further into the horizon. This video isn't just about making more money, it is about shattering the invisible glass ceiling that keeps good, hard-working people from becoming great, wealthy people. In the next few minutes, we will hand you the keys to the kingdom, the specific psychological shifts and daily disciplines that separate the struggling majority from the liberated few. Before we hoist the sails, I invite you to quietly join our circle of builders and dreamers. If you are ready to elevate your mind, gently tap the subscribe button for Timeless Wisdom Official, and let's begin this journey together.
The philosophy of the set sail. Why you are where you are. Have you ever wondered why two people can start at the exact same place, with the exact same resources, in the exact same economy, and 5 years later, land in completely different destinations? One is broken, cynical, and barely scraping by. The other is thriving, vibrant, and financially free. What made the difference? Was it luck? Was it the government? Was it the weather? Jim Rohn taught us a fundamental truth that is difficult to swallow but essential to digest. The same wind blows on us all. The wind of the economy blows on everyone. The wind of political change blows on everyone. The wind of illness, of tragedy, of unexpected difficulty. It blows on the rich and the poor, the educated and the uneducated. The difference in where you arrive in 5 years is not the blowing of the wind, but the set of the sail. Most people, the 97%, spend their entire lives wishing for a better wind. They wish for taxes to be lower. They wish for their boss to be nicer. They wish for the economy to get better. They are paralyzed, waiting for the external world to align perfectly with their needs before they take action. But the wealthy, the successful, the 3%, understand that you cannot change the wind. You can only change how you catch it. To think big means accepting total responsibility for your sails. It means realizing that your philosophy, your personal guidance system, is the only thing you have control over. If you want to change your bank account, you don't need a new job first. You need a new philosophy. You have to decide right now that you will stop cursing the wind and start adjusting your sails. You must commit to becoming more valuable, more skilled, and more disciplined, regardless of the storm raging outside your window. The miracle of the ant. The power of relentless advance. Now that you have adjusted your sails, we must look at the engine of your success. And surprisingly, the greatest teacher of wealth creation is not a Wall Street banker, but a tiny, insignificant creature you probably step over every day, the ant. Start small is often misunderstood. People think it means dream small. No. It means applying massive, consistent effort to the small things until they compound into something massive. We should all study the ant, for it possesses a 4-part philosophy that, if you adopted it today, would guarantee your eventual success. The first part of the ant philosophy is simple. Ants never quit. Have you ever tried to stop an ant? If you put your finger in its path, it doesn't stop and complain. It doesn't hold a meeting to discuss how unfair life is. It doesn't go back into its hole and succumb to depression. It goes over. It goes under. It goes around. It keeps looking for another way. It is relentless. How many times have you stopped because of a small obstacle? You tried a new business idea, but it failed. You tried to save money, but an emergency car repair wiped it out. You tried to read a book, but you got busy. So you quit. You stopped. The wealthy mindset adopts the resilience of the ant. If the door is locked, they look for a window. If the window is jammed, they look for the chimney. They understand that the obstacle is not a stop sign, it is merely a detour sign. To act like the rich, you must delete the option of quitting from your mental programming. You may rest, you may pivot, you may adjust your strategy, but you must never, ever stop moving toward the vision you hold in your heart. The summer and the winter, forethought and preparation. The second part of the ant philosophy is even more profound, and it speaks directly to how you handle your resources. Ants think winter all summer. This is a critical distinction. Most people think summer all summer. When things are going well, when the paycheck comes in, when the economy is booming, the average person spends everything. They consume. They buy the new car they don't need. They go on the vacation they can't afford. They bask in the sunshine, assuming the sun will shine forever. They are fooled by the immediate pleasure of the moment. But the ant is smarter. The ant knows that summer is fleeting. The ant knows that winter is coming. It is not a matter of if, but when. So, while the grasshopper plays, the ant is gathering. The ant is rushing. The ant is storing food. This is the essence of starting small in your finances. You might not have $1 million to invest today. But do you have $10? Do you have 50? Are you eating your seed corn, or are you planting it? To act like the rich, you must develop the discipline to treat your current resources with respect. You must learn to live on 70% of what you earn, even if you don't earn much. But, you say, I can barely survive on 100%. That is the trap. That is the voice of the 97%. The wealthy mindset says, I will find a way to live on less so that I can invest in my future freedom. You are building a fortress for the winter while the sun is still shining. You are reading the books now. You are building the skills now. You are saving the capital now. Because when winter comes, when the recession hits, when the job market tightens, you will not be one of the panic-stricken masses begging for help. You will be warm, fed, and prepared. You will be the one with the resources to buy when everyone else is selling. That is the power of thinking winter during the summer. The law of value, escaping the time trap. This brings us to the most dangerous illusion in the working world, an illusion that keeps millions of good people broke and frustrated. It is the belief that you are paid for your time. You hear it all the time. I get paid $20 an hour. I get paid a salary of $50,000 a year. But this is not true. If it were true, you could just sit at home and send your hours to the office. The harsh reality you must accept is this: we do not get paid for time. We get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace within that time. This is the turning point. This is where the shift happens. If you believe you are paid for time, your only strategy to make more money is to work more hours. But you are limited. You cannot work 25 hours a day. You eventually hit a ceiling where your body breaks down and your family suffers. That is the hard work trap. However, if you understand that you are paid for value, the ceiling disappears. Start small means acknowledging that your current value to the marketplace might be low. It hurts to say that, but it is necessary. If you are earning minimum wage, it is not because you are a minimum person. You are a maximum person with unlimited potential. But your skills at this moment are minimum. The wealthy understand that to attract more money, they must become more attractive to the marketplace. Jim Rohn gave the greatest piece of advice on this subject. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. What does this look like in practice? It means that while the rest of the world is watching TV, you are reading. While others are scrolling social media, you are learning a new language, mastering a software, studying leadership, or improving your communication skills. You are constantly asking yourself, how can I become more valuable? How can I solve bigger problems? When you increase your value, you don't have to chase success. Success chases you. Opportunities seek you out because you have become a rare commodity. You have become someone who brings solutions, not just effort. The discipline of the weighing scale. Dealing with the pain. But let's be honest. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Why don't they? Why do people drift? Because of a simple, deceptive scale. In life, we all must suffer one of two pains. There is no escaping pain. You are alive, so you will feel struggle. The choice is not between pain and no pain. The choice is between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. It is the small, annoying sting of saying no to the dessert. It is the slight discomfort of waking up 30 minutes early to read. It is the irritation of putting 10% of your paycheck into savings when you really want those new shoes. It is small. It is manageable. But it is constant. On the other side of the scale is the pain of regret. The pain of regret weighs tons. Regret is the crushing weight of looking back at your life when you are 60, 70, or 80 years old and realizing you wasted it. It is the heavy realization that you could have been healthy, but you chose comfort. You could have been wealthy, but you chose immediate pleasure. You could have been a leader, but you chose to hide. That weight? You cannot put that weight down. You have to carry it to your grave. To think big is to have the foresight to choose the ounces today so you don't have to carry the tons tomorrow. Most people try to avoid the ounces. They push away the small disciplines because they seem insignificant. What does it matter if I eat this one donut? What does it matter if I skip reading today? It matters because everything matters. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is nothing more than a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. You don't drift to the top of the mountain. You climb there. And the climb consists of thousands of small, disciplined steps that no one sees. The world only sees you at the summit and calls you lucky. They didn't see the ounces of discipline you carried while they were sleeping. The lifestyle of the 3%. Wealth is a style, not just a number. So, how do we start acting like the rich before the money arrives? Do we fake it? Do we buy things we can't afford to impress people we don't like? Absolutely not. That is the behavior of the insecure, not the wealthy. Acting like the rich means adopting the spirit of abundance and the style of class. Jim Rohn taught a beautiful concept. It is not the amount that counts, it is the plan. It is not about having $1 million. It is about how you manage the $1 you have in your hand right now. If you cannot manage $1, the universe will not give you $1 million. Why would it? You would just lose it 1,000,000 times faster. Acting like the rich means practicing generosity even when you have little. There is a story of a man who said, "If I had $1 million, I would give 100,000 to charity." And the wise mentor replied, "I don't think you would. Because you have $10 in your pocket right now, and you won't even give one." Generosity is a muscle. If you don't flex it when the weight is light, you won't be able to lift it when the weight is heavy. This is about training your subconscious mind. When you tip well for a service, even if it stretches you slightly, you are telling your brain, "I am abundant. I have enough. I am a provider." You are vibrating at the frequency of wealth. When you buy one high-quality pair of shoes instead of 3 cheap pairs that fall apart, you are practicing the appreciation of quality. You are stepping out of the scarcity mindset, which fears running out, and into the wealthy mindset, which values durability and excellence. You can start living a rich life today. It doesn't cost money to be polite. It doesn't cost money to be punctual. It doesn't cost money to listen intently to others. It doesn't cost money to have dignity. These are the traits of the wealthy. The money is simply a byproduct of the person you become. The power of association. Who is in your ear? There is one final, critical component to this transformation. You can set your sail, you can work like an ant, and you can practice discipline. But if you remain surrounded by people who are committed to mediocrity, your flame will eventually be extinguished. We are all the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. This is not a cliché. It is a mathematical certainty of human psychology. We absorb the attitudes, the language, the habits, and the expectations of our tribe. Think big means having the courage to audit your circle. Ask yourself these difficult questions. Who am I around? What are they doing to me? What have they got me reading? What have they got me saying? Where have they got me going? And most importantly, is that okay? If you want to act like the rich, you must sometimes walk alone until you find the other 3%. The poor mindset seeks comfort in groups. They want validation for their complaints. The wealthy mindset seeks challenge. They want partners for their growth. You do not have to be rude. You do not have to cut people off with anger, but you must protect your mind. You cannot afford to spend a major dollar of your time on a minor cent conversation. You must seek out the eagles. And if you cannot find them in your neighborhood, you find them in books. You find them in podcasts. You find them in videos like this one. You let the greatest minds of history become your inner circle. The ultimate secret. Happiness is not postponed. Finally, let us shatter the biggest myth of all. The idea that you will be happy after you become successful. I will be happy when I get the promotion. I will be happy when I have the $1 million. I will be happy when I buy the house. This is the trap of the horizon. You run toward it, but it always moves back. The true secret of the rich, the truly wealthy, not just the financially flushed, is that they do not postpone their happiness. They understand that success is not a destination. It is a manner of traveling. If you are not happy with what you have, you will not be happy with what you get. You will just be a miserable person with more money. And a miserable person with money is simply a more powerful force of misery in the world. Start small by finding joy in the process of your growth. Celebrate the fact that you read 10 pages today. Celebrate the fact that you saved that first $100. Find pride in your own discipline. When you fall in love with the process of becoming better, the results take care of themselves. That is the ultimate freedom. That is acting like the rich before the check even clears. The crossroads. We have now arrived at a crossroads. The video is ending and the silence is returning. This is the moment where 97% of people will simply click to the next video, forgetting everything they just heard, and drift back into the comfortable sleep of their old habit. They will continue to curse the wind. They will continue to eat their seed corn. They will continue to carry the tons of regret. But I don't think that is you. I believe you are here because you are ready to be part of the 3%. You are ready to take the helm of your own ship. You are ready to embrace the discipline that weighs ounces so you can live a life of freedom that has no weight at all. The call to greatness. Look at your hands. They are capable of building empires. Look at your mind. It is capable of solving problems that haven't even been invented yet. Do not insult the magnificence of your potential by playing small. Think big. Dream of a life that scares you a little. Start small. Do the humble, dirty work that no one else wants to do. Act like the rich. Walk with dignity, generosity, and class, regardless of what is in your wallet today. The seasons will pass. The wind will blow. But you will be different. You will be ready. Thank you for investing your most valuable asset, your time, with us today. If this message sparked a fire in your mind, please help us keep it burning. Subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Official so you never miss a lesson on the art of living well. And I have a question for you to answer in the comments below. What is one small discipline you are committing to start today? Is it reading? Saving? Exercising? Write it down. Make it public. Let's hold each other accountable. Like this video to share the wisdom, and remember, your philosophy determines your destiny. Set your sail.